If you've ever been in an Australian workplace and had absolutely no idea what anyone was saying to you, this episode is going to change everything.
All right, real talk. My first week working in an Australian office, I walked in, said good morning to my boss, and she looked at me and said, "How you going, mate?" And I panicked. I said, "I am going by train."
Jack? No.
She stared at me for what felt like 10 years.
Okay, so if you just laughed at that, or if that sounds terrifyingly familiar, you are in exactly the right place. I'm Liz.
And I'm Jack, and welcome to Learn Australian English.
Today, we are going deep on something that matters enormously if you work or plan to work in Australia. Workplace conversations. What to say to your workmates, what to say to your boss, how to ask for time off, and, very importantly, what not to say if you want to keep your job.
We're also going to teach you real Australian English phrases and vocabulary that you will actually use. Not textbook stuff. The real thing.
Stay with us all the way to the end, because we're going to share the most common mistake non-native speakers make with their boss. And trust me, you do not want to make this one. Okay, let's start with workmates. A workmate is simply a colleague, someone you work with. Australians use workmate way more than the word colleague, which can sound a bit stiff and formal.
Right. And the first thing you'll do every morning is greet them. Now in Australia, forget good morning, it is a pleasure to see you. Nobody says that. You'll hear things like, "Hey, how you going?" Or just, "All right?" Or even just, "G'day."
And crucially, how you going is not asking how you travelled to work. It means, how are you? It's a greeting, not a question. The correct response is simply, "Yeah, good you?" Or, "Not bad, mate, not bad."
Which I now know, after the train incident.
We will never let that go.
Now, another big one at work is the concept of having a yarn. Liz, do you want to explain that one?
Love it. So in Australian English, a yarn is a casual conversation or a chat. Your workmate might say, "Hey, got a minute for a yarn?" Which means, "Can we have a quick chat?" You might also hear, "Jump on a call," which means, "Let's have a phone or video meeting." Note the verb jump. Australians love using it to mean starting or joining something quickly. Jump in, jump on a call, jump in the car.
And one more very common workplace phrase. I'll flick you an email. To flick something to someone means to send it quickly and informally. I'll flick you the details. Flick me a message. It's a really natural, casual way to say send.
And speaking of workmates, Australians have a thing called smoko. Originally, it referred to a smoke break, a cigarette break. But these days, it just means any short break during work. You might hear, "We're heading for smoko. You coming?" Even if nobody is smoking.
Okay. Now we get to the part that most people find really stressful. Talking to your boss. And look, Australian workplace culture is genuinely different to many other countries. So this section is going to be really important, so pay attention.
The number one thing to understand is that Australian workplaces are generally very flat. And no, I don't mean the floor, I mean the hierarchy is flat. In many Australian offices, you call your boss by their first name. You might chat with them casually about the footy over lunch. The relationship is more relaxed than in many other cultures.
But, and this is crucial, relaxed does not mean disrespectful. You still need to communicate professionally when it matters.
So let's talk about checking in with your boss. A really common phrase is, "I just wanted to touch base with you." Touch base means to briefly connect or check in on something. It's widely used in Australian offices. Just touching base on that report. Can we touch base before the meeting?
And if you want to share your progress, a natural phrase is, "I wanted to keep you in the loop." In the loop means informed, updated on what's happening. Your boss loves hearing this. It shows initiative.
Another great phrase. I just wanted to run something by you. Run something by someone means you want to quickly check an idea or decision with them before going ahead. It's respectful, but casual. Very Australian.
Now, what about when your boss asks how a project is going? A lot of learners say, "It is going well. Thank you very much for asking." And while that's perfectly correct English, in Australia it can sound a bit robotic. More natural responses are, "Yeah, making good progress," or "We're getting there," or even "Nearly done, just tying up a few loose ends."
Tying up loose ends. I love that phrase. It means finishing off the final small tasks before something is completely done. Like, just tying up a few loose ends on the proposal.
And if something goes wrong, be direct but calm. Don't disappear. A great phrase is, "I wanted to flag something with you." Flag means to bring something to someone's attention. Bosses respect employees who flag problems early rather than hiding them.
All right. Let's talk about one of the most nerve-wracking conversations anyone has at work, asking for time off, or leave, as Australians call it. In Australia, we don't really say vacation. We say annual leave or just leave.
So how do you ask for it? A natural, respectful way to open the conversation with your boss is, "Hey, when you've got a moment, I'd love to chat about some leave I'd like to take." Notice, when you've got a moment. That phrase shows you respect their time. It's very well received in Australian workplaces.
And then you'd follow up with something like, I was hoping to take a week off in July if that works for the team. The phrase "if that works" is incredibly useful. It means, if it is convenient or possible. Australians use it constantly. Does Tuesday work for you? Would Friday work?
Now, sick leave. If you're sick, you take a sickie. That's the very Australian slang for a sick day. I had to chuck a sickie last Monday. Means I took a sick day. Now, chucking a sickie can also mean pulling a fake sick day. So be careful with context.
Huh. Yes. Don't tell your boss you chucked a sickie. Just say, I had to take a sick day. Sorry for the short notice.
Now, what about disagreeing with your boss? This is a really important one. In some cultures, you never challenge your manager. In Australia, respectful disagreement is actually expected and valued. But the language you use matters.
So instead of, you are wrong about this, which, don't say that, you would say, I hear what you're saying, but I wonder if we could look at it from a different angle. Or, that's a fair point. I just want to make sure we've considered. These phrases show confidence and professionalism without causing offence.
And if you need more time to think before responding, don't just say nothing. A really handy filler phrase is, "That's a good point. Let me have a think about that and come back to you." Come back to you means I will give you my answer or response later. It's confident, it's professional, and it buys you time. Okay. We promised you the most common mistake that non-native speakers make with their Australian boss. And here it is. Are you ready?
Over-apologising. This is the big one. Many learners, especially from cultures where extreme politeness is the norm, apologise constantly at work, before every question, before every opinion. Sorry to bother you. I'm sorry, I apologise.
And in Australia, over-apologising actually makes you appear less confident, less capable. Your boss starts to worry you don't believe in your own work. You don't need to apologise for existing.
Instead of, sorry, I'm so sorry to bother you. I'm really sorry about this. Just say, hey, have you got a sec? Confident, direct, respectful, perfect.
A few other quick ones. Don't call your boss sir or madam. It's awkward and very un-Australian. Use their first name. Don't say, I have completed the task you assigned to me. Just say, all done, or finish that up, here you go.
And the phrase, it is not my job. Never say this in Australia, even if it's technically true. It's seen as a really negative attitude. Instead, try, that's a bit outside my usual scope, but I'm happy to help. Can you point me in the right direction?
Beautiful. See, you can still set a boundary, but you do it in a way that shows you're a team player. And in Australian workplaces, being a team player is everything.
So let's do a quick recap. At work in Australia, greet your workmates with, how you going? And answer with, yeah, good. Have a yarn, flick emails, take a smoko. With your boss, touch base, keep them in the loop, flag problems early, and stop over apologising.
And when you ask for leave, be casual but respectful. When you've got a moment, I'd love to chat about some leave. Simple, natural, professional.
You've just levelled up your Australian English in under 12 minutes. Not bad going, hey?
Not bad at all. And look, practice these phrases. Write them down. Use them tomorrow. The fastest way to get comfortable with a new language is to actually use it.
If this helped you, smash that like button, subscribe so you don't miss our next episode, and drop us a comment below. What's the trickiest conversation you've had at an Australian workplace? We'd love to hear it.
And if you want episodes about specific topics, shoot us a comment below.
See you next time.
Bye everyone.